What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? So we back again. First of all, happy Sunday. We back again for another episode review of the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 15, episode 5, Drama for Your Mama. Bitch, let me just tell you this. Marlo, I don't know what type of girls they got up on this show because, I mean, we can be mature, but if you want to get down and gutter, bitch, in real life, you would have been got your ass knocked the hell out. I'm just going to be honest. Because that mess that she did with Kenya, and I just don't understand it. I don't, first of all, the one thing that I would agree with Carlos King on about this show is when it comes to this trip. This is not the cash trip. And again, how the fuck, why in the world is all these people on this trip with people that they don't? Why can't you invite all these people? Okay, now I understand, you start off and you invite Monyetta, you invite Drew, you invite Kandi. Drew and Kandi can't come, so at this point I would have made it so that y'all ain't gotta film it. You know what I'm saying? Just let Monyetta come down there with me, or just let my daughter come down there with me, or whatever, so we can avoid all this. Because ain't no way in here I would have had Marlo and people that I really don't F with on the trip, okay, at this early in the season. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's something about me and it's not really a cash trip. And that's the thing. It's not a cash trip. And you had to make accommodations because you trying to be nice and bring them down there. Girl, F all of that. F all of that, okay? This is about my moment. They taking away from your moment because you allowing them to take away from your moment, and then you got Marlo being a gutter snipe, okay? You got her on here being a rowdy ass gutter snipe and just being ignorant, You knocking on people's door, and if you know that Kenya does this all the time, why don't you already know that her daughter is 9 out of 10 with her? Because again, as she said, she ain't got no village and she probably don't trust nobody. Understandable at this point. It ain't even that. I don't care. She 9 out of 10. We would expect that she's gonna have her daughter on a little short trip like this, okay? And so you got that going on. And either way, why would you bang on somebody's door like that? You kicking on the door, you hollering in the hallway, no consideration for whoever else might be on the floor, which 9 out of 10 is nobody else is on the floor because they probably got the whole floor rented out. Who knows, okay? And it's late a little bit, that's what it looked like. And you really just doing all this stuff, and then you talking about something, she looked like a demon when she came to the door. Bitch, she was mad, and I would have been mad, and you would have been mad too if somebody would have been banging and kicking on your door like that. And especially if you got your kids up in there that's trying to go to sleep or whatever. Oh, you would have been mad. Even if you was up in there getting your back blown out, you would have been mad somebody interrupted that. Okay, so let's stop it, Marlo. It's like you just trying to find a reason to be pissed off at Kenya, and I'm just not seeing it. I understand y'all somewhere in the dark about the fact that you don't know why you're out there, but it's a free freaking trip. It's a free freaking trip. Nobody's really asking much of you. Okay, just go with the flow of things. And that's the problem with people these days. They just want to know things right away. And I understand that, but again, you're getting upset over a free trip, and ain't nobody telling you that you can't go nowhere. You want to go explore freaking Birmingham, go explore freaking Birmingham. You want to go find you some dick off the street, go find you some dick off the street and have a good time. Okay, play around in the bar, whatever. It is what it is. And Kenya, I'm gonna have to say, you're just gonna have to hold the L on this, because you shouldn't have invited them. And this should have been part of I know you wanted to make this part of your storyline because this is a big deal, you being down at the Magic City Classic and, sponsoring it and everything with the Kenya Moore hair care, but I'm pretty sure you could have did something different that didn't involve all these motherfuckers. And then the whole thing with Monyetta and Marlo getting into it, I'ma just say that seems so fake. Monyetta, I don't know how I feel. Like, I don't dislike her, but it's like all of a sudden you're trying to pipe up and it just didn't come off natural. And I know you upset, but when you was going back and forth, it just seemed so fake and script. I don't know. It just didn't seem right. You know what I'm saying? And that was between Marlo and Monyetta, them both, okay? And then when she getting upset with them pushing that door, now see Marlo, it was so many times, bitch, I would have whooped your ass. All right, these girls got a little bit more class than me, okay? But I would have took you back to the goddamn gutter where you belong and where you came from, cause that's what Marlo needs. Marlo needs somebody to put hands on her, and that's just not gonna happen on this show. Maybe catch her outside, I don't know, but you know she's just doing the absolute most, okay? Your whole storyline is a lie. Your whole storyline is a lie, especially about your nephew. We done debunked that whole thing. How the fuck you get mad at Kandi over somebody that did not work at her restaurant? And a shooting of your nephew that happened in 2020 and not last year, like you said. That ain't had nothing to do with Kandi. Girl, get the fuck up out of here, you know? But you get up in your feelings about it, you calling her broke and all this stuff, and I'm like, what is the point? And then when they called Kenya trying to see what's going on, you know, of course Kenya is pissed off, and she basically told them, I just want people that's not my friend and my core friends to go. And I'm like, well shit, bitch, they shouldn't have been there in the first place. Now I'm mad at you because they shouldn't have been there at the first place. And that is, I'm pretty sure production probably told her to bring them, but listen, I'm pretty sure it's a way that you could have got around that. If Kandi can get around not showing up because she already had previous obligations or something, I don't know. You could have got around it, okay? Listen, something could have happened. And then, you know, Sonya was like, we just trying to find out why we here. You know, if I'm going to be driving 4 hours. She said, look, girl, you ain't even got to come back. Sonya said, bitch, that's all I needed to hear. And at the moment, I'm not mad at Sonya for saying, bitch, that's it. Because listen, if you don't want me here, I'm not coming back. And if that's how you gonna be, I'm not coming back. And I get what Kenya was trying to do. Kenya was trying to have a moment. Kenya was trying to surprise them and have a moment where, you know, showing that she's doing something good and she got this Kenya Moore hair thing or whatever. And it just didn't go off because you got impatient people. And sometimes you have to read the room and read the people. Maybe if it was the core group of your friends that you already knew in the first place, yeah, that could have happened. But look at who you got. All right, look at who you got. You got main troublemaker Marlo, and then Marlo. Let me stop. Let me talk to you for a second. You want to call Monyetta a kiss ass, kissing up Kenya's ass, kissing up this person's ass. Meanwhile, you got Sonya and Courtney kissing up your ass. Okay, Courtney been kissing up Marlo ass ever since she met Marlo. Like, let's be real, okay? And at the end of the day, just go, just go. That's just all it is. So then we get Drew, okay, girl. Drew really had the flu. Ooh, that rhymes. I don't know why it tickled me, but bitch, it tickled me, and y'all have to deal with it because it was funny. Drew had the flu, okay? Girl, Drew was at the hospital and everything. Girl, have I ever had, let me shut the hell up. Let me shut the hell up because I don't want to bring that on myself because I don't think I ever had it. I mean, I thought I had the flu at one point, but I remember that it really wasn't that. Oh, was it? No, it was my sinuses who gave off. If you ever had a bad sinus infection or whatever, sometimes that shit will take you down like you got all type of shit that's just trying to take you out, okay? And that's what I had. I mean, I was laid up for like 2 days and I could not move. Oh, it just took me out. But, you know, she said she had to, that's why she had to miss the trip. Understandable, because she was coming out the hospital. Moving on from that, we get Kandi and Todd. Todd on the phone with one of his producers. Kandi finally come up in there. You know what? I don't care. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, I love me some Kandi. Y'all already know that. I ain't got nothing negative to say about this storyline. Girl, I don't care. I don't care. Listen, at the end of the day, Todd want her to be there and help with this project and be on this film or whatever. Todd, let me tell you something. Where's this movie coming out at? This movie look like it's going to allblack.com, okay? I was thinking about getting that app. You know, I didn't get all the nigga stuff anyway, so I might as well just get that. Or it could go to BET Plus. I'll watch it there for real, for real. But it ain't coming out in nobody's theaters. I mean, no shade, no shade. And I mean, we watch stuff on streaming apps, so that'd be a good look too. You'll probably get more views off of that. But, 2B, I don't know. Where is it coming out at? You know, and when you gotta schedule your partner in just to have some me time, that is an issue in itself. But the main thing that they were talking about, girl, we really don't care about this movie that Todd trying to bring out. I'm sorry, girl. I'm sorry. We don't care to hear it. I mean, we might watch it when it come out. We might watch it when it come out. But other than that, the only thing that we really cared about in this segment with Kandi was the fact that they brought up the issues with Mama Joyce and how he may be feeling. And that's what I just don't understand. How come Mama Joyce cannot understand herself that you are putting out, all of this negative energy, talking about this man, his finances, who he is, and being an opportunist, and how Kandi deserves better and all this stuff. And he has a child. Riley likes him. That is also his stepchild, which I'm pretty sure he probably considers her his daughter, okay? Plus the 2 kids that he has biologically with Kandi. Do you not understand that they can see this? His daughter is affected by it. You know what I'm saying? And you just don't care. Baby, I'm sorry. I really wish Todd Mama was still here on this earth with us, because Todd Mama was the one that used to get her together. Woo! And Kandi, you up here talking about you gonna have to be the one that's gonna do it or whatever. We'll believe it when we see it, okay? Talk about something that ain't gonna be nice. Girl, we'll believe it when we see it, because it's been going on for how many years? All right. Moving on from that, you get Courtney on the phone talking to Drew, telling her what's going on about the trip and all of that stuff. Woo. Then you get what's her name? Marlo on the phone with her coach, her life coach. Girl, the life coach basically said you the one that's in the control, and you the one that's allowing people and things to trigger you and to act out, so you can't blame nobody for your actions and what you doing but yourself. You know, she was like, it's not that, you know, I don't want to be, did she say she don't look up to Kenya? She just admires her. And I was looking at something, I can't remember who video I was looking at, but they literally said this about how but Marlo wants to be included in these group of girls, and she wants to be a part of, because she wants them to like her. That's why she's coming out after Kenya and Kandi the way that she's doing, because she's not getting the reception that she wants from them. So it's like, let's make them the target. And then to hear her say that she admires her, if I admire somebody, I'm not finna be intentionally starting stuff with them, you know? And it's just like, girl, whatever. Meanwhile, Kenya up in the room, and she said, girl, I can't film. I said, girl, what happened? She said, bitch, I don't know. You know what? I woke up and it just felt like the world was on my shoulders, okay? And it just felt like, oh my God, I'm just so goddamn dizzy. And she was on the phone with the 911 operator. She said she just got over the vid. You know what I'm saying? She don't know if that's going on. She said, girl, she felt like her left arm going numb. She can't really breathe. I said, girl, 9 out of 10, you probably having a panic or anxiety attack. That's what I'm going to assume that's going to happen. But she had to get a 911 come through. And I'm just tell you this, because all of the symptoms that she is describing, I'd have been there. Some of y'all that had that shit too, and we thought we was dying. Girl, they told us we was having an anxiety or panic attack. I'm on medications for it right now, because Lord knows. Remember that time I told y'all I was tripping out when I had took that edible? Baby, it wasn't the edible. I had an anxiety attack in the midst of my high. That's just what it was. I panicked or something, and I literally felt like I was gonna die. Because then I had it again when I was really calmed down and when I was sober as shit. You know what I'm saying? I said, oh, bitch, what's going on with you? It was a lie. So that's probably what was going on with Kenya. We'll see. So we get back with Kenya, and, you know, they took her to the hospital, whatever. So we see that Marlo in the bedroom, and she reading her Bible, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I said, excuse me, it be the main ones who be actually out here starting a mess, being gutter butt, low, raggedy, and all of that stuff, that want to know their Bible back to back and be sitting there acting like they doing something. Girl, if you don't put that thing down before you burn, okay, before your fingers burn to a crisp, all right, before you get 4th degree burns on your hands, girl, put it down and stop playing with God like that. But at the end of the day, I was like, oh, all right, because then Sheree was like, girl, y'all need to come to my room, okay? Y'all need to come to my room, because I got to tell y'all what's good. Girl, Sheree was out there and she heard what was going on, and she found out that Kenya, had to go to the ambulance go to the hospital because she just really wasn't feeling well. And so at this moment, all of the girls is over there and it's like, oh my God, is everything okay? Is everything okay? Y'all just talked shit about the lady the night before and now y'all all concerned. Especially you, Marlo. Marlo asking where Brooklyn at. Is Brooklyn okay? I'm sitting here like, you weren't concerned about Brooklyn last night, but she told you Brooklyn was up in her room and she was asleep or whatever, and you gonna say something, put that little girl up in another room and bring your broke ass out here. I'm sitting here like, where was the concern for Brooklyn then? Okay, I'm just like, oh, so that's what we doing? All right. And now is you really concerned about her? You want to say a prayer? She is in the hospital. They got to run tests. She got 102-degree fever. We don't know what it is, all right? And so you're crying about it. Or I say Monyetta is crying about it because why do people do this? When we see somebody hurting or, they going through something, we somehow bring it back to what we went through. And I'm saying a lot of us has done this, okay? Kenya is in the hospital. They saw her on FaceTime and she took that thing back to, my mom was in the hospital and she just, I said, girl, what they got to do with... Now I get it. You don't want to see your friend in the hospital when maybe they did trigger a little bit something. But girl, this ain't about you. I'm sorry, girl. I was just sitting there like, Monyetta. You went from about to whoop Marlo's ass to tears. I said, it probably was the alcohol because everybody did a 180. All right, everybody did a 180, Meanwhile, Marlo had to tell Sonya what happened. They down there sitting at the, in the lobby talking about everything and, just wishing that Kenya could have been there and, she could have did her performance because Sheree did tell her. Kenya wound up telling Sheree and them while she was on the phone that she was there to do the Magic Classic, the Magic City Classic or whatever, the dance and all that stuff. And so when they found that out, I was like, damn, bitch, why you couldn't just say that? Truth be told, yeah, why couldn't you? But she just wanted it to be a surprise or whatever, like, bam, look what I'm doing. And it just didn't work out in her favor either way. So you put yourself through all this drama, all this mess, only for your body to betray you because you was just stressed the fuck out, all right? I said, whew, I know how that feels. All right. And then they was like, well, Monyetta, show us the dance that she was supposed to do. Monyetta got up there and she was doing her thing. And even Marlo had to give her props. I said, Monyetta know what she doing or whatever. And then they was like, hopefully we could stay like this, just be peace and positivity when we get back to Atlanta. And hopefully when, we get the girls back, Kenya and Kandi, y'all think we can do that too? Hopefully that's what's going to happen. And they was like, here go Courtney. Well, Sheree, how you going to feel about my cousin Drew? I said, what? And I keep on forgetting that Ralph and Courtney are cousins. They probably fucking, but there's a different story for another day. And she was like, you know what? They got their history, and at one point they was cool, and she thought they was all to the good. But then, Sheree, what she say? Drew was singing me her praises and all that. But next thing you know, she's on a radio interview or whatever talking about me and how basically when they gave them the clothes at the reunion from the She by Sheree line, they took them right back. And so she feels some type of way about that. And I said, oh, Lord, here we go. But honestly, Sheree and Drew, when you come down and you think about it, they really have no reason to be mad at each other or for any other beef that started last season to happen to each other. Well, in a sense, yes, they do. And you want to know who started it all? A messy-ass gay man, okay? Imagine we in Pride Month, I could say that. He was a messy gay. Anthony, y'all know I can't stand the messy gays, all right? I'm a gay myself, but bitch, I can't stand the messy ones. And he was being messy as hell. And he got them women's not fucking with each other like that. Girl, it's always one end of a twist. Anyway, So everyone is back from the trip. And let's be clear about this trip. This was a big flub on, this was a big flub on whoever produced this or whoever thought that this was a good idea. truth be told, what they should have did with this trip is they should have just went on ahead and followed Kenya. It shouldn't have been a girls trip. It shouldn't have been something that you invited everybody to or whatever. It should have just went on ahead and followed Kenya to the show, see what happened there. Went on ahead and showed Sonya at her NBC Sports stuff, because we don't know what Sonya ain't got no real scenes. Okay, like, girl, we didn't see her in Jamaica. That was cute last season. Now, what are we doing this season? Okay, so far you complained about your family member needed to be out your house or whatever, but what exactly are you doing that we're seeing you're doing? Okay, you up here talking to Courtney, getting pussy cream and all this stuff. All right, but you talking about something you need to talk to Kenya about, how the trip went or whatever, because you don't know where you stand there with her, and you feel like she's still pissed off at you for the simple fact that you close to Marlo. Okay, girl. Okay, like, what else do we get from you at this point? Y'all dropped the ball on that. Y'all really dropped the ball on that, okay? We could have had a way better episode while we getting in touch with what else is going on with them, you know, actually seeing that individual. Anyway, and that whole situation about the door closing thing, Marlo used a lie and Sheree, you a lie too. First of all, Marlo, you did slam that door on Monyetta. I know y'all tested it out to try to see if the door was heavy. The door was heavy, but you also grabbed that door and you made sure to force that bitch closed. So let's stop lying right there. Sheree, you went over there to go see Kandi, right? I mean, not Kandi, but Kenya, okay? Kenya said basically, first of all, now, Kenya, what was the story? Because when they were sitting down there in the lobby of the hotel, Sheree them said that the assistant or whatever said that you were still up in the hospital and they trying to do some fluids and do some tests to try to figure out exactly what's wrong with you. And then Marlo said she tried to send some flowers and they said that she had already left. I said, now which story is it? 9 out of 10, she had already left and that's just what it was. I said, oh, so you ain't gonna tell the girls that? That's why they mad. Meanwhile, she had a flu. That's basically what was going on. She had the flu. She don't know what else is going on with her body because, again, she just got over the vid and now she got the flu. And it's just like, what probably triggered it is, you know, stress, and you was around somebody else who had it, because didn't Drew just get through having it or whatever? So y'all was all together at the the Candace thing or whatever. So, hey, you know, you just don't know where you got it from, and could be flu season. She was upset at the fact that she couldn't perform because that's, you know, she never been to a HBCU. That's a lot of opportunity that could have happened business-wise. She don't want that to be a stain on her brand. But if you can't, at least they know now, if they probably didn't believe or didn't know what happened, they know now that she really did not, you know, she didn't really just fake it or whatever. She really did have the flu, and, you know, she just couldn't make it out there, unfortunately, even though she was out there. But, you know, she had that whole situation. It was real cute to see baby Brooklyn. I love their little bond that they have. Sheree, you know, they trying to get in there and see how King is doing. She asked how Sheree doing. Sheree started talking about her fibroids. And, you know, apparently Kinky had fibroids at one point. She had a couple of surgeries about that. Sheree don't want to go the surgical route. And I feel like, you know, because she keeps on bringing this up, she don't want to do the surgical route because of the fact that she ain't going to be able to have sex for 6 weeks. I'm sitting here like, damn, bitch, you acting thirsty as shit. Like, it's going to ruin your life to... I said, you can't wait 6 weeks? I mean, anyway... And granted, if it was a different alternative that I would oppose to surgery, I would automatically check into that, because I don't want to have to go under the knife unnecessarily. Like I told y'all before, when she was talking about it last week or whatever, my mom had a procedure for the fibroids or whatever, and, you know, that still gives her trouble or whatever. You know, that, girl, it's a mess. Anyway. So, you know, she's trying to go a more natural, holistic route that does not require surgery. She lied about kicking on that door. She said she didn't kick on Kenya's door. Bitch, they showed the footage and we all saw you kick on it right after Marlo kicked on the door. But, of course, she said she's a lady, you know, and they just had a fun time and it was cute. That's just all that was to it. I said, oh. So, as the episode comes to an end, Kandi does have a conversation with Mama Joyce, and It went exactly like we thought it was going to go. She really don't care about Todd. She want to make up any type of excuse talking about some, the man that you first got with, that she first met, he was nice, he was meek, he was quiet. Now he acting like George Jefferson and all that stuff. And I'm sitting here like, you never liked that man from the jump. And at the end of the day, it don't matter if you like him. Your daughter is with him. She's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. Deal with it. And if you don't want to deal with it, don't come around. And then Kandi up here talking about, no, she was like, he be going to strip clubs. She was like, okay, and we go to strip clubs together. You really think that I'm intimidated about him going to a strip club? And then Mama Joyce talking about, well, if you want Ace to not take out the trash and all this stuff, I'm sitting here like, it don't. When they talking about Todd, because she said the kids are going to see this, Mama Joyce don't care. All right? The way that Kandi want to run her household is the way that she's going to run her household. You have no say in that, and that's just what it is. Kandi did suggest that they go to therapy, and surprisingly, Mama Joyce said, yeah. Moving on from that, Kenya invited Drew and Sheree to this IV place, right? And, Sheree didn't know that Drew was coming or whatever, but they had to talk out their issues. And Sheree was just confronting her about the fact that you had a conversation with me. You called me and you said that we was cool. But then I'm hearing this interview that you said about Sheree picking up everything, whatever that she gave out. And then Drew talked about something. I said some things. I didn't say everything. They played that tape back and you did say everything. And, Drew was talking about the fact that she wanted this She by Sheree bag. And Sheree said that was a bag that was brought out that had my own personal items in it that should never been brought out. So it was never going to be put out there in the first place, And so they cleared that up for the most part. And then Drew said, the actual conversation that we had, that was after all of that anyway. So when she said that she's good with her, she's good with her. Sheree don't trust her. Understandably so. So they get into, did you give Courtney my number? And was like, no, I didn't. But, if she invited you somewhere, that means that everything is good and all this stuff. Because they finna go somewhere. Courtney about to invite them somewhere. But then they get into the whole situation of Marlo and the way that she came at Drew. And Drew explained what happened. And then Sheree was like, didn't you get up in Marlo's face? She said no. I was standing up. I was by the wall. She was sitting down. But next thing you know, she gets up and she's all up in my face. And I don't take too well with that. And it was like she getting all mad and stuff about the fact that, you bring up the whole situation with Kandi and what happened at the Blaze restaurant. The shooting that happened there. And because she wouldn't say the word shooting. Don't say, Drew, that we from Chicago and we don't say shooting. Bitch, we from Chicago. We the home of the shootings. Okay, so there's that, But I get it. And at the same time, we're all still like, why are you upset that she won't say shooting? You know what happened, so it is what it is. Everybody knows what happened. And then, they bring up the whole situation with the nephew, trying to say that the nephew worked at OLG and the nephew was shot either at the restaurant or the person that was working at the restaurant that he was roommates with shot him or whatever. But at the end of the day, the person that actually shot her nephew 3 years ago, okay, he never worked at OLG. And when her nephew was killed, unfortunately, he wasn't working at OLG either. And how was that Kandi's fault? Either way. The whole shit is a fucking lie and I'm over it. They talking about, we talked about everybody being cool, having this kumbaya, having a good time up in, why that we up in Atlanta, we gonna keep that positive energy. They said 3 days later, Marlo and Kandi finna get into it. Now, I'm ready to see that because this episode, as you can see by the length of this, gave me nothing, okay? But hey, it is what it is. Y'all tell me how y'all feel, and I'll see y'all later. Peace. I feel like this is probably one of the shortest reviews for Real Housewives that I've done in a long time. Child, that should say something.